Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to Shenplays. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where today we are going to launch a giant fucking bowling pin into space. That's right. We have a mission to launch a bowling pin. Actually, the mission is to launch... what is it? Build a new orbital station around the Mun. We have to build something that has an antenna, a docking port, and solar panels. But it also has to be able to seat 10 kerbals at once. It has to have a research lab, and it has to have 6,000 units of liquid fuel. That is a lot of liquid fuel. Let me just show you. The largest tank we have only holds 1,400. So I have a lot of fuel tanks inside this bowling pin. So let's take a look at our station here. We have ourselves a probe head at the top with a clampotron docking port. We have an SAS module, the research lab, which is required. We have some batteries, and then we have a whole fuck ton of fuel. We have fuel. We have 8 of these pony kegs around a central Rockomax X200 fuel tank, and a second Rockomax X200 fuel tank. And then we have 2 of the airplane fuel tanks because they don't have any oxidizer in them. And we've removed the oxidizer from all the tanks that normally have oxidizer, and this has given us, well, exactly 6,000 liquid fuel. And if you want to know how much weight it is for 6,000 liquid fuel, it's just under 80 tons for this beast. Just under 80 tons. That's a lot of weight for this fuel. But that also includes the lander cans. We have 8 lander cans for 8 kerbals. That also includes the 3.5 tons for the science lab, which seats 2 kerbals, which gives us 10 kerbals total. You know, that includes a lot of extra stuff. The solar panels, the batteries, all that stuff. And then this fairing. You like this fairing? This fairing is amazing. This is the default fairing that comes with the game now. You have a 1.25 meter, and then you have this one, the 2.5 meter fairing. And there's even a bigger fairing, which I'm sure we'll play with later on. But this is a 2.5 meter fairing, which we've turned into a giant fucking bowling pin. And beneath that, we have a delivery system of a poodle engine and 2 big fuel tanks. Below the poodle engine, we have an 8 symmetry asparagus system with 9 skipper engines. And then outside of that, we have 8 kickback solid rocket boosters, which is the largest rocket booster that we can use. So altogether, this is just a massive amount of thrust, just over 1.8 thrust per weight at launch, and then as we get higher and higher, the thrust per weight comes down. It's not like the most efficient thing ever, but it looks like the numbers might work. Anyway, I have Kerbal Engineer on this thing, so it's going to give us some telemetry as we go up. I've called it the bowling pin. It seats 10, and there's no kerbals on it because we have a probe head at the top for launching, and I don't really feel like we should subject any kerbals to being stuck at this space station until we actually want to use the space station. Then I'm not going to put any kerbals on it just yet because there's just no need. Anyway, let's launch this thing and watch it go. Dun, 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 dun. Is this a colony ship? Yeah, sure, why not? Colony ship. Alright. Oh, right, we have some lights at the top, too. And the lights actually show through the fairing. Before we launch, I am going to fast forward until it's daytime. So, hold on to your hats. Let's see if nothing... I hope nothing breaks off while we're fast forwarding here. And yeah, you can fast forward on the launch pad. I prefer daytime launches, so it's... Oh, there's the Mun. I prefer daytime launches so you can see what you're doing. And I'm going to wait for the sun to head behind us so that we're not launching directly into the sun, because that makes it harder to see what you're doing as well. Alright, there we go. Sun's behind us. Okay. Are you ready? There's no kerbals on here. In fact, on Twitch, you can see my little shenryyr kerman frame with my face. I'm the only kerbal aboard today, but I'm in the form of a radio controller, just controlling the remote probe. But let's get ready to go. Starting in T-5, 4, 3, 2, ignition, and launch. Oh, yeah. Look at that shit. Look at that ring of exhaust. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Raise the bowling pin, the mighty bowling pin. Raise it up. Praise the bowling pin. Praise it up. That is a beautiful bowling pin. I love it. That's one thing Kerbal Space Program is missing, is like paint. You just need paint so you can paint certain parts of your craft before you launch it. There's nothing like that. I'm sure there's mods for it, but there's nothing like that in the base game. Slurp my coffee, and our solid boosters are about 75% done. When the solid boosters separate, we're going to have to kick the thrust of our liquids up to full. Right now we're only thrusting liquids at about 20%. Alright, solids are about to drop off. A couple more seconds, and gone. Very good transition. Oh, and these little markers, don't worry about these. It's just other missions that I've taken right now. Pretend they're not there. Okay, first liquid's dropping off. There we go. Let's start rotating just a bit. Just a wee bit here. Tip that bowling pin over. Oh, man. Put the lights on for shits and giggles. Passing 10,000 meters. Passing 200 meters per second or so. Cool. Still have 7 skipper engines powering this thing. This beast. This monstrosity. Oh, it's beautiful. And my PC's lagging so much from this, I'm only getting 11 frames per second. So the video is going to look a little choppy, but that's because my experience is a little choppy. Alright, stage separation coming up soon. Here we go. Let's tilt over a little more. Alright, about there. Lock in SAS. And slurp my coffee a little more. I'm going to keep an eye on the time to apoapsis. It's currently at 38 seconds and rising. I want to keep that somewhere between 50 and 70 seconds. That'll make sure that our ascent is not too steep, and that we will start curving into an orbital burn instead of just going, for ascent. Still have 5 skipper engines, but we're about to drop 2 more. Another 10, 12 seconds maybe. Yes, this is the Kerbal Space Program bowling pin. And yes, we're going to arrange many of these outside of Kerbal's immediate space. We're going to try to bowl them over with another craft. There goes another stage separation. Very good. Okay, we're going to lean over much, much more now, because we're heading up to 65 seconds time to apoapsis. I want to keep that below 70 if I can. At least that would be nice. This way we're getting our orbit to be... Or not our orbit. This way we're getting our... What's it called? Is that a parabola? I forget what that term is for a curve like that, an arc like that. Okay, now we're keeping it below 70. Good. I want to get our arc, which you can see here, this curve. I want to keep this to be spreading wider instead of taller. The wider it is, the closer it is to an actual orbit. And the taller it is, the closer it is to, like, just, shooting straight up and coming back down. Buy a new PC, you loser. Alright, thanks, CM. Your vote of confidence will embolden me to keep my PC for another 4 or 5 years. Why not? Okay, we're burning almost horizontal now. And we're keeping our time to apoapsis somewhere around 65 seconds, which is fine. Let's pop the fairing off. Whee! Ah, there's the lights. Hello, lights. I love the music. As soon as you get to space, you get this beautiful music. I wish they had music like this when you're not in space. Alright, stage separation soon. There we go. And we're going to cut the engines when this hits maybe 90. Okay, 90. Cut the engines. Now we're going to set up our burn. So click on Apo. Set up our burn for orbit. Okay, something like that's fine. It's a 1 minute 28 second burn, so we're going to start it at about... Oh, let's just fucking start it. What's the worst that could happen, right? We'll burn until we can't burn no more. Let's take a look at our station now that the shroud is off. All these pony kegs with all the little lander cans on top. We got our lights. We got our antenna. We could extend the antenna, but there's no need. How are we doing? 150, 140. We'll get that periapsis up out of the planet soon. I hope. Actually, looks pretty darn good. We might have to complete it with the Poodle engine, or maybe we'll have it done right now. Who knows? Ah, Poodle go. Poodle doesn't have as much kick as the skipper, but it will get the job done. There we go, we have orbit. Just going to get this up to about 90. So our orbit is somewhat circular. Alright, 83, 92. That's fine by me. I don't really care. So now what we need to do is find the mun, because our target is indeed the mun. There it is. Set mun as target. And how are we on the node? The degrees are off by a tiny bit, but it should be fine. So what we're going to do is wait. We're going to fast forward until our craft comes around and the mun is on the horizon. Then we're just going to point the craft at the mun and gun it. We're going to fucking gun it, man. We're going to make it work. Make it happen. Launch our bowling pin again. Alright, coming up on the horizon. And it's on the horizon. Alright, point towards the mun, which is unfortunately on the other side of the gimbal. Roll this shit around, baby. Whee! This is massive. This craft just weighs so much. Hello, mun. I see you on the horizon there. Alright, throttle up. SAS on. Alright, lock it in at the mun. Last one of the mun's a rotten egg. Now, I hope we have enough fuel for this. My gosh, I hope we have enough fuel for this. Our goal is to get into orbit of the mun. That's going to require a lot of effort here. Oh, you know what? I could have drained out the monopropellant from all of these capsules, because we don't use the monopropellant at all. It's just extra mass that we didn't need to bring. Well, I'm a dum-dum. So the plan is to burn our apoapsis out until the apoapsis touches the mun's orbit. When the apoapsis touches the mun's orbit, then we're going to switch our camera focus over to the mun, and we can wait for a path to appear somewhere around the mun, probably somewhere over here in this area. When the path appears, we can stop our burn and get ready to get an orbit around the mun. So it's a multiple step process, but our apoapsis has a long way to go. The bowling pin's not supposed to go to the ball? You're right. The ball is supposed to come attack the bowling pins, right? Darn. You mean I goofed? It's too bad we don't have any kerbals out here. This is such a scenic view. Look at that. Uh-oh. I heard that. Is it NASA again? Shen, buy a new PC. From CM637. Thank you, CM637. That will definitely go a long way towards a new PC. That will probably buy maybe a bag of screws. It looks like a penis. No, it doesn't. It does not look like a penis at all. How could you even say that? I am disappointed. Nearly every rocket in this game looks like a penis? Nah, it's probably just because all rockets look like penises. Peni? Penor? Put a lander on the moon with the engine facing down and deorbit the moon. Oh, you mean put the engine facing away from the moon so it'll push the moon into kerbin? It doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, even very, very, very light celestial objects cannot be altered in their orbit of whatever they're currently orbiting. For instance, dres. Dres is an extremely light object that orbits the sun. You think it'd be easy to deorbit it or something. But if you do like you're suggesting and you put an engine facing away from dres and you put it right against dres, you can try to push it all you want, but it doesn't do anything at all. It doesn't change its orbit one bit. Which is really unfortunate because it'd be cool if it worked that way. If your penis looks like that, it's time to check for venereal disease. You mean like this? With all the lumps on the sides? And the red and blue colors? Oh, goodness. Maybe that's what kerbins are supposed to have, right? Is that Rule 34 time for kerbins? For kerbals? We're going to start seeing, now that this game's officially out, we're going to start seeing some comics with like Jebediah trying to hit on some women, and they're like, is that a rocket in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? And he whips it out, and it's an actual rocket. He's like, fuck yeah, it's a rocket. Alright, coming up on the orbit of the Mun. Okay, cut it. Now we're going to focus on the Mun, and we're going to go at very, very low velocity until we see a path coming by the Mun. Then I have a question for Twitch chat. Is it more fuel efficient to do an orbit, to achieve orbit of the Mun from farther away or from closer in? Because we could just cut the engines now. We could try, we can just test it, I guess. We can see add maneuver. How expensive is this? Do we have enough delta V for this? We do. Look at that. Perfect. There we go. We have 627 delta V, and this only requires 228 delta V. There you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Fantastic. I can't believe this is going to work. I can't believe this is going to work. This monstrosity, this 80-ton behemoth, has been launched into space with relatively low technology and an absolute complete disregard for any type of aesthetics whatsoever. Other than obviously red and blue make some nice shades of purple and shit along the hull. Other than that, this thing is literally a space turd with some photovoltaic cells on the sides, and it's gonna fucking work. Can you believe this shit? All right, Kerbal alarm clock. What do we have? We are exiting Kerbal's sphere of influence in 1 day 3 hours. So let's fast forward until then. I'll turn off SAS for now. Turn off SAS and the lights for now, just in case we lose our electric power generation, although I don't think we would. All right, fast forward. Here's where Kerbal Alarm Clock really shines. We don't even have to pay attention to it. It will pause the game for us when it's about time to do our stuff. Our sturf. It looks like a lightsaber? Yeah, it does, actually. It'd be cool if we actually had some really powerful beams that would shine out ahead to make it actually look like a lightsaber. That'd be fucking fantastic. And it'd be cool if we did it yesterday, which was Star Wars Day. Not today. Today's Cinco de Mayo. That's okay, though. Alright, so as we change sphere of influence here, we are going to get the game paused for us. Thank you, Kerbal Alarm Clock. I love you so much. And the lines you see around the Mun, those are just satellites and shit that we have orbiting the Mun. We can delete some of that stuff later on, maybe. Okay, here's our sphere of influence change. There we go. So now we need to get oriented behind us. So let's roll over. You can see the blue arrow tells us where we need to go, where on the gimbal we need to go. And the blue arrow will disappear when we're really, really close to the right spot on the gimbal. Hi, Kerbin. Okay, coming up on our orientation. Slow down a bit. Lock in SAS. Very cool. Still wobbling, huh? Yeah. There. Lock in SAS again. That looks pretty good. Okay. So now what we need to do is fast forward again, and Kerbal Alarm Clock will pause the game for us in 1 hour, 26 minutes when it's time to do our burn. Pretty much right on time, too. Because this one will be 30 seconds. Yeah. Should be pretty perfect. Save me, Kerbal Alarm Clock. You're my only hope. There we go. Burn, baby, burn. Cut the engines. All right. Fantastic. What a sight, man. Can you believe we launched this freaking bowling pin type giant station behemoth? Put the lights back on. We launched this thing. We launched it. And we can come dock here and throw some kerbals over here whenever the hell we want. It's beautiful. It's Liberation Day for my Dutch viewers. I have Dutch viewers? Since when have I had Dutch? You made that up. There's no Dutch viewers. Alright, there we go. Does that count as orbit? Holy shit, that counts as orbit, doesn't it? There it is. There's orbit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There you go. Circular orbit. SAS off. And just maintain stability for 10 seconds and we got it. Oh baby! Do it! Yes! Yes! Holy shit, this thing's massive. Now, I guess I can just leave the fuel tanks on here with the engine. If we want to move it somewhere down closer, we can put it closer to the Mun or whatever. That's fine, because we're currently really far away from the Mun. Normally, I try to put stations at about 100 or 200K, depending on which body it is. If it's like Jool, then I'll put it out further. But normally for stations, I'll put them at 100 or 200K, so I know that that's where I need to be if I want to find a station. That's the target orbit height that I need to be. But nope, this one's way out there at 700K, and it doesn't matter because it's not manned, and we're not going to use this anytime in the near future. It doesn't have anything amazing other than the science lab. Everything else on it is just superfluous crap. Having the extra liquid fuel is not really a big help because in space you need liquid and oxidizer. So the fact that this mission only needed liquid and I removed all the oxidizer means that this station doesn't really have anything useful on it. So we're probably not going to be using it again, but you know what? It gave us a whole buttload of crap. Look at that money! We just got 400,000 credits for that. Oh my god, that's awesome. Oh man, that's so good. So much money. Oh, back to the Space Center. Fantastic. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I wasn't sure if we would have enough fuel for that, but we actually had leftover fuel. That was great. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've been Shen, you've been you. Come back next time where we're probably going to go for some science. We'll see if we can find some missions to go do some more studying on Kerbin, the Mun, and Minmus. And if we can't find missions for them, I'll just go do and get the science anyway, because I want to start unlocking some more of the fun parts of the science tree here. Like, I really want to get some more airplane parts, including the new engines. Where's the new engines? Where's the engines? Or are they over here? They might be over here. There it is, the turbojet. We need that. So we need, how much science is that? 300, and then we need 100. So we need 460 science just to unlock the turbojet engine. The turbojet engine is the engine that will allow us to do a lot of airplane things that we can't do with the basic jet engine. We were playing around with this on Twitch. Where's the basic jet engine? There it is. We were playing around with this on Twitch, and we took a mission to go do some readings at 17,000 meters, and we're like, okay, let's build an airplane and go to 17,000. With this regular jet engine, we can't get to 17,000 meters. We're capped at like 4,000 or 14,800 or so. It's like the highest we can go. And I don't want to strap rockets on there. I don't want to strap an SRB on there. I don't want to do that. I want to use, jet engines on a plane, get to the altitude. And we can't do it with this engine. So we're going to have to get 460 science, unlock this engine, and then we can have some fun with airplanes. We also have some other exciting things coming up, including nuclear propulsion, which is really efficient for outer space travel. And then down here, I believe you should see some rover parts somewhere. Electronics? No. Where's my rover parts? Rover parts. Is it? Wait, where is it? Did they move it? Oh, here it is. Oh, they moved it. It's up here now. It's up here in field science. It's been moved. Okay. But yeah, rover parts coming up soon. So we'll have to play with that later on. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I've been Shen. You've been you. That was a really profitable mission. We're now up to 1.6 million credits. And the next goal is going to be some science. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day.